Joe, welcome to the show.
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Good to be with you. Thanks for joining us. First of all, mustache looks great.
Hey, I appreciate it. I'm getting mixed reviews, but I'm keeping it.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
You know?
We love
Also, it
mixed
seems like
reviews.
you got a little apartment upgrade because, like, on the show, you were like living out of
Truly.
just a real box.
No, that was an Airbnb, according to the internet. So
Oh.
yeah, no, it was that was my place, and it was a shoebox. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't look great.
Yeah, why would you Airbnb that?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's got to be.
No offense.
No offense taken. Yeah, I had bars on the windows. I could
wow.
barely fit into the bathroom. I was actually sleeping on my friend's couch like 9 months or, well, probably 6 months before that. And he's like, hey, are you going to go get a place? So I was like, yeah, for sure. I get what you're trying to tell me right now. I'll leave my apartment. And so I went and got that place because it was very cheap and I didn't know where I wanted to be. And it was just a 9-month lease. And thank God I'm out of there. But yeah, this is my apartment now.
Look
Okay.
at you
Love
now.
that. Looks
High
good.
rise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks good. Well, Joe, before we get into everything, I just want to say I enjoyed you this season. I found you to be humorous and fun, and we certainly had some fun at your expense. I hope that's okay. But all things considered, you really were entertaining, and thanks for being a part of a fun season.
Hey, glad you can find some enjoyment out of the, some of the shit I did on there. The shit show that was season 9.
It's all good. It's all good. First question: why is your girlfriend still doing podcasts?
My girlfriend? No, she did one.
Okay.
And that was a no-go. So
Did she run that by you, or?
Yeah, they reached out to her independently, and I was like, do what you want. I'm not going to say yes or no, but I really should have said no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was, I probably should have done it differently, but you can't go back.
You live and you learn. But what was
Right.
Was there a fallout from that interview? Like, why? I mean, I would love to hear your perspective on why you think you should have said no.
Just to stay probably in the good graces of certain media companies, I would say. But
Well,
yeah,
yes, of course, yes.
And no fallout, I would say, with anybody that she talked about on there. But yeah, it probably just wasn't a smart idea, and I would have done it differently. Looking back now.
Was she at the reunion?
She was not. No, I took both of my sisters, and
Aw.
so I think I only got 2 tickets, and my sisters were going to be there. And I also didn't want to subject her to that because I knew what was going to go down, and I also wanted to be in high spirits after, so and not have to. I don't want to say feel the wrath because she wouldn't have made me feel any certain way after, but I just know that probably would have got under her skin. So
Throughout the season, you seemed
incoherent.
well. Honestly, just like the running joke on all these shows, whether it's Love Is Blind or The Bachelor or whatever, these kind of crazy experiments that people sign up for, which is like what you signed up for. Which we can get into the weeds of whether that's true or not. But you truly looked like you found out after the pods that like you're supposed to marry this person, and you were like like as if they kidnapped you, which for all the internet people, that's not what they do. But you were like, marriage, like you were like, at what point did it really dawn on you that like the expectation is to potentially get married to Madison?
Yeah, I mean, it dawned on me throughout the whole show. I mean, I knew what I was signing up for. Maybe it didn't look like that, but it was wild to me when they said 3 weeks, and I was like, oh, 3 weeks, yeah. Let's see if we can get there in that amount of time. And at that point, it was swirling in my head.
6 weeks was more palpable at the time when they.
Yeah, 6.5, it would have been fine.
And how do you feel now that you're, I would assume, not drunk right now, sober? What time is it?
You assumed wrong.
He's like, excuse me, I have to throw up.
This is when I start. Yeah, it's about 10 in the morning.
What is your opinion right now of Nick?
Of Nick? I like Nick. Honestly, he's very, my bad on that one. That was, I let the drunk thoughts win, and they won big time. But I have no ill will towards Nick. He is, I think he has a good heart, sometimes a little misunderstood, and it was kind of a crummy thing of me to say at the time because I wouldn't want to watch it back and see somebody else talking about me on there. But he's a unique guy, and I think he is a decent person.
Oh, well, that's kind of easy to say.
That wasn't
Hey.
nice. He's somebody's guy, not my guy.
He's a guy. I like Nick.
A big part of Anton's storyline was his drinking. Who drinks more, you or him? Or Annie?
Or Annie.
Who drinks more? I actually won't. Damn it, you guys got me. Probably, unfortunately, me. Okay. I've never seen Anton get a little crazy. My thing is, I just don't want to stop, right? And I probably shouldn't say that, but I always want the good time to keep on going. Yeah. But I've laid off a little bit, and it doesn't help. I work 2 nights a week at a bar as well and that doesn't help at all. So
okay.
Going back to Baja, where we saw you get absolutely hammered for the first time, I think Nick and I were very much like, this dude is hammered. Like, this is not the time to have this conversation with him, Madison. Maybe
I was more
let's
like,
try
just
again.
say you're drunk. I'm drunk.
I did. She knew I was drunk too. And I was like, yeah, I'm hammered. I'm going back. I don't think that got in there. But obviously, I think everybody knew I was drunk. And I had about 4 hours to sleep it off, but I was in a different dimension when I woke up. And I don't know if I've ever been, actually, I have been to Mexico before, and that happens every time. So I don't know why we're trying to lie to you
Mexico.
guys like that.
That's true.
But, but now it's just on camera, right? And it's a new experience where there's cameras around you and you're engaged to somebody that you just met a week and a half ago. So there was a lot playing into it. The dynamic was different. And I wish I could have just been sleeping, to be honest.
Was that part of your reaction when she woke you up and you kind of woke up and then saw all the cameras and the boom operator, and like, is that a little bit why you acted the way you did, or were you just like hammered?
I'm sure. They actually came in once before that wasn't on camera and woke me up, and I think I was just like saying nonsense. I mean, I barely remember that. That might have not even happened, but I'm pretty sure it did. And then the second time they came in, which was, I needed some food. That was my deal. Like I woke up and I think tensions were a little high. She wanted for me to come over and comfort her. And I was just not even in my right mind to comfort myself. So it was not a great look, I would say. But yeah, I just wish I was sleeping during that.
Has your girlfriend watched the season back, or she stayed away from it?
Yeah.
Oh,
she watched it all.
Was she a fan before you guys met?
Of me?
Of the show.
Was she a fan of the show? I think she might have watched a couple seasons. I don't know if she was a huge fan, but yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
When you and Madison broke up and she was on the floor crying, I really appreciated that scene because I just thought it was really honest in the sense that, like, when you know, and you knew that you wanted out of that relationship, and I really wanted a camera on you after you got into the hallway because she's on the floor crying, and I imagined you like jumping up and being like, I'm free.
You thought I was skipping out of there?
Yeah. And again, this is not against Madison. It's just more like you clearly like wanted out of that situation. And I couldn't help but think that you probably had a big sigh of relief. Take us into that hallway. What was that really like?
Oh, well, we had to go do interviews after that. And I think they asked me 1,000 different ways of, what was it? Why was it? And I don't understand, nowadays, it's like, you don't need a reason. Like if somebody told me, hey, this isn't it, you're not my person, we don't match on this, and this, I would leave it at that. Right. And so I think, a little bit, even at the reunion, it's like, well, what was it? Help me out here. I just can't, I don't, it just wasn't it. Right. And so there are certain things, like, I don't think our personalities really meshed. I think our communication was terrible. And I take responsibility for a lot of that as well. And, I've said sorry 500 different ways, but that's it. And the long and the short of it is I don't really think that I can say anything more that would be much use or help anybody.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. I mean, I did happen to write about this in my book.
Mm-hmm.
Don't text your ex happy birthday, shameless plug. But no, when people want closure, it's just basically like them asking you for like more reasons why you don't fuck with them or like why you don't like them. It's like you're asking the person to like shit on you.
Right. It's really painful for
like,
the
what
individual.
is it? Tell me why.
Yeah.
So
want me to come
all right,
up with
fine.
something?
I hate the way you dress.
Right.
I don't like, and you don't want to say that. You just want to be like, listen, it's just
not working. Let me go in peace.
It's me.
Yeah. That's the thing too. I mean, we kind of had a talk after, and that's where ended up making out. Definitely should not have done that. I think it was in the moment.
Damn.
It was familiar. There was still some feelings there, and I left. But I knew it wasn't that. And then I ran into her 2 weeks later at another party, and she said, "Hey, I think it was just the cameras. I think it's this. I think it's that. I think it was just the awkwardness, and you were nervous." And that's her go-to line. Like, I think it's just the cameras. That happened a lot on the show, and then after the fact as well. And I just was trying to relay that it's not. This isn't going to work between us, no matter how hard we try.
Well, all y'all did was fight and fuck. So
who instigated that kiss?
That was probably
who went 90?
Probably me.
Who went?
I mean,
okay.
I mean, like we went and talked. We went and talked it out, and it was not a great talk by any means, I would say. And then, walked her to her car, and damn it, I shouldn't have done
laid
it
on her.
And it was probably me. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see how that's a little confusing.
Yeah,
you
for
love
sure.
bombed her. You love bombed her.
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. I mean, getting close.
I'm kidding, Joe. I'm kidding, Joe.
It was like a moment of weakness in that point of time, and then
I think it's allowed. It's okay.
Did you go into reunion knowing that you and Casey's fling would be chit-chatted about?
Oh yeah. Everybody knew about that. From the two months after the fact that we kind of got together, everybody knew about that. And I think Madison had that talk with Casey at Mike's pool party, and it was that was a rough one too. So
why was Casey crying at the party?
At the party, I think she was hammered. She was drunk. Everybody was drunk there, and so Denver, right?
Say, y'all got down in Denver.
It's in the
That
air.
altitude.
It's the altitude.
It's a little bit of reprieve, right? Everybody's getting together, and so everybody wants to have fun. And she was crying, and I know she had some feelings for me too, and that was something that I also knew wasn't going to work. And I don't know. Everybody was kind of getting with everybody after the fact. So and Madison was mad about that, right? Madison was a little pissed at Casey. I know she was, pissed at me. I think she thought it was inappropriate, but I don't feel like I owed her anything after the fact.
Like inappropriate for you guys to date or talk?
Yeah. It was about like a month and a half, I would say, that we were kind of together, and I just didn't feel like I owed her anything.
So did you date Casey longer than you dated Madison?
Yeah, I did.
Madison seems to think that there was a little bit of overlap. Was there?
Overlap in what relationship? That sounds bad.
Well, if you want to talk about all the overlap, we're here.
I'm here. Ask me anything. You guys are asking me good questions.
I love Joe. I love Joe.
I've been on interviews, which they just asked me the same 5 questions, and I wanna jump off the 9th floor over here. So.
Well, specifically, again, 9th floor. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Hey,
moving up. Moving up.
Yeah, I'm not on the 11th.
Specifically, I guess Madison said at reunion, like the reason that you and her ended is because you and Casey kind of started up something, and it kind of distracted your head. I guess something along those lines.
Yeah, I honestly, that was a shock to me because I heard it in interviews before even the reunion, so I knew that was coming. But it was a huge shock. I was, and you know what? No, that had nothing to do. I was the one that said googly eyes, right? She was like, Joe, you, in your own words, you said googly eyes. Yeah, I went back and told her that. She was across the bar, and I'm sure Casey was being a little too extra friendly. All the women were that we haven't seen ever. They were saying, hey, if this doesn't work out, blah, blah, blah. And they were saying that to everybody. So,
wow.
And so I went and told her that because we had a long conversation, probably 6 hours into the night, no sleep. What you see the next day is kind of rehashing it a little bit more. And so, but yeah, I was so surprised at hearing that because I don't know if that's something that made her feel a little bit better or that was the closure she kind of wanted. But, whatever helps you sleep at night.
Which other women kind of confessed their love to you?
No. No.
Who was the overlap with?
And there's that. No, I mean, I'm just certain people that are like, oh, hey, it's nice meeting you. And
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. Yeah.
Are you still wearing boxers?
Am I wearing boxers right now?
Yeah, like why not boxer briefs?
Those were swim trunks.
Oh, okay. So do you wear boxer briefs?
No, I wear boxer briefs. Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
All
But
right.
those were definitely swim trunks. Because I like I'm gonna go back and change, right? I'm gonna get in bed.
You never
Yeah.
know.
Oh.
You know.
Joe, were you at that party where Brendan and Casey were allegedly
Yeah.
cuddling?
So I wasn't there, right? But Brendan's my good friend, right? I still see him all the time when we work out together. I see all the boys all the time. Great relationships, but I wasn't there. And then I asked Brendan the fact I wanted to kind of speak up because I never heard about that. Brendan would have told me about that. I would have heard through the grapevine through other people. And then I asked him about it, and he was like, "No, that never happened. That's something that I wouldn't have done, or I wouldn't even been close to." I think Brendan and Casey never had that. I just couldn't see it happening, right? But I didn't know, so I didn't want to speak on it at the time. But Brandon reassured me, and he was like, "No, that never happened. Not that I would care, but yeah, it was just a weird thing to pop off. I think they were going after Casey pretty hard on that because a group of women don't like her.
So where do you think Kate got that from? Do you think she pulled it out of her ass, or?
I don't know. I don't know actually. I can't really tell on that. But I mean, I think Kate and Brendan even talked about it. And I think Brendan even talked about it with Casey because we all went to Mile High and to watch the reunion back. And I even had a conversation with Madison there too, and she was trying to rehash with me a little bit, and I just wanted to be anywhere but that conversation.
When we had Madison on, she
Did you watch that interview?
Yeah, I did watch that interview.
Oh, so you saw her accuse you of being,
of course.
Yeah, of being, I guess, the reason that she developed an eating disorder.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? Because obviously that's
it's heavy.
It's heavy.
Right?
It's a heavy accusation. Yeah. What do you think about all that?
I think there again, didn't know about that until I saw it on the Viall files and saw it on other interviews. Right. This is nothing that has ever come up, and nor did I think she had any insecurities about it. That was a conversation we had. Right. I did that interview. She didn't see that till it came out, but then I came back and we were talking, and I said more petite women. That's usually what I go for. Should I have said that? Probably not. But I'm honest to a fault. Maybe.
Were you responding to a question?
Yeah, I mean, I think we were talking about each other's types and what our past relationships looked like, and hers looked wildly different than me as well. And so it's not, but I said that, and she goes, "Oh, okay." But I feel like I reassured her in that moment as well. I was like, "No, you're beautiful. This is the person I'm going to try to make this work with."
Did she say her previous relationships were like super tall, buff, big dick? Like,
Yeah, big dick. Yeah, why is she going for me? No, that's no. I mean, she like variety, which she said, but that's the fact too. If she did say, I need a 6'5" guy, I usually date 6'5" guys. That's something that's not ever going to bother me. And just for her to be honest, because that's the whole point of this experiment, right? You make that emotional connection, and then you try to make it work after the fact with this person that you haven't seen, right? I think I reassured her many, many times after the fact that she was beautiful and was going to make it try. But so that never came up ever after that. There was no insecurity surrounding about that. Are you not into me after that fact? Nothing. So that one sentence gave her an eating disorder, which if that's her lived experience, if that's hers, right? She and I apologize if that is the case, but it was incredibly wild for me to hear.
have you ever had that conversation, just the two of you?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was that night in Mexico, and then we laid it, and that was it.
So
All
I
said
mean,
and
like
done.
her talking about creating an eating disorder. Had you ever talked about that? Have you ever
No.
apologized to her if that's the
Well,
case?
how could I apologize to her if I didn't know about it until?
Yeah.
So it was no. Then she came up to me, at Mile High, and we kind of chatted, and she was still kind of angry about everything, and I was, we were talking about comments, and sorry you're getting the ones you're getting, and she apologized the ones I'm getting, and I said, yeah, they don't really bother me, and she goes, well, I hope you listen to some of them because of your words and what you said, and I go, okay. Yes, I will. But that was not the case I was making in any shame there. It's just something I probably just could have kept to myself. But if somebody asked me what I went for in the past and what they look like, I'm just going to be flat out honest and honest to a fault. So I did not mean to shame her in that. And if that's what she took from it, I am deeply sorry.
Well, thanks for answering that.
Yeah, it was a little wild. So, yeah, just interesting to hear a year and a half later. And I think, she said, well, my phone was always open. Why didn't you text me about this and apologize? I didn't know about it. I didn't know that was it throughout our whole relationship. I didn't know it was just that one conversation.
Yeah. I mean, you could have been like, well, now I'm wearing 3-inch heels because of you.
Hey, I'm not sure by any means, but
How tall are
He's
you?
like, now I have to use a
I'm
penis
6
pump.
foot.
Yeah.
Oh,
A true 6 foot.
a true 6 foot.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
Okay.
not
And
6'5".
then when you wear boots,
That's
you're
true.
like 6'2". So
There you
you're
go.
fine.
He's
Yeah.
And they
doing
live in
just fine.
Colorado, so I feel like you probably wear boots a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also from Montana, so it's
Oh, really?
okay.
What part?
Like I'm not Billings, Montana.
Okay.
Are you a little bit of a cowboy?
A fake cowboy probably. But I'll wear the getup, So yeah, I don't know.
Do
No,
you
I'm not a
think
cowboy.
your current girlfriend is the one?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. But hey, I'm not, you've seen me in the past. So I say that now and then you see me
What is it about
later
your
on.
I was going to say, what is it about your current girlfriend that makes you feel like there is longevity? Because the other two women, you were like, yeah, I kind of knew there wasn't anything. So what is different?
No, I mean, like I was like 22, 23, 22 when I met my first, long-term relationship. Great person. She's married now, has a kid, much happier, fantastic. I think she, is a beautiful soul as well. And so, but that's kind of what you learn, right? You go through, and you start dating, you get engaged, you marry, you have kids, and I knew at a certain point that. Like, I'm probably not bringing the best out of her. She's not bringing the best out of me. I think we're both not happy. And so she wanted to go through that with that. And I've seen a lot of divorce, right, around the world in my family. And that's not something that I wanted to go through with, right? It took me a lot longer, but yes. And then so the second one, it just was going to be the same thing, I could try, I could sacrifice on who I really am and mold myself in to fit her better. But I don't think that's the way it should be. I think I would have been unhappy, and I think she would have been unhappy. I think she's going to find a guy that's going to treat her right and, let her be her in all the right ways. And so I hope that happens. And with Avery now, I think I am able to, kind of be myself and happy, joyous, and just, I think I make her better as well. So I think back and forth that we're just a lot better fit than the last two.
Well, thanks for saying, Joe. This has been a lot of fun, man. I appreciate you answering our questions and having some fun with us. Best of luck in the future in your relationship and just life in general, and wishing you nothing but the best.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you having me on.
All right,
Thanks,
take care, Joe.